General education is really what your employers are asking for first. They're asking for your majors and your technical classes second.
The population of our students and the needs of the world have evolved and changed. And so we really want to prepare our students for graduating out into a world with curriculum and with education that is responsive to how much it will continue to change.
For me, I feel like it's just as important as taking your major-specific courses, but it also allows you to understand other students.
We bring all of these ways of thinking about the world, these big philosophical ideas, and connect them to your life. And that's usually one of the biggest concerns students have. They don't know why I'm learning all of this stuff about these debates that have been happening for 3,000 years.
A few of the different categories within the signature curriculum would be Beyond OSU, which is incredibly novel to actually embed career readiness in such a distinct way into general education requirements.
We have Seeking Solutions classes that put you in small, diverse groups to debate critical issues that affect our world.
The Transitions course, and that course is specifically designed to support students transitioning into OSU.
We have more of a focus on the ways that you exist in a diverse and interesting and complicated world. So rather than just telling you about different cultures or different people and how they exist, we actually bring that into your professionalization. There are different ways that you, as a biomedical engineer or a marketing person or a person educating music students, how diversity and power impact your practice in the workplace.
When you step out of your own comfort zone, you not only get to meet new people and hear about their experiences, but it helps you grow a lot too as a person. I think it's important for you to find what really fits you, but also broaden your horizons so you can find exactly what makes you happy and what you want to pursue.
General education is at the center, and the major is around general education. And the two of them combined prepare students not just for their careers, but for being successful in their personal, their professional, and their civic lives.
We're building something that actually really is a core part of what employers are expecting you to be able to do on day one. You are building critical skills.